my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher, and welcome to Not Perfect Zen. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's almost the weekend for me, and I'm doing this a couple of days early. First of all, because I'm going to do a couple of the Gratitangles, and one of them is coming up very quickly. And I have some things going on, so just want to go ahead and share these with you. I have really enjoyed playing with both of these. This border is called Jojay by Becky Boynton. She's a CZT. And then in the center is Tentoculus by Tomas Padros. He's a CZT in Spain. And when I find a pattern that I really enjoy, then I just love playing around with it, and I love sharing it. And I want to show you this one that I did with Tentoculus. And I just thought it's so cute. It does look like an octopus tentacle, so that's why he called it Tentoculus. And it's super easy. For me, it was addictive just because it's easy and I can just focus on what I'm doing and stop thinking about what's going on. So let's get started. We are going to use a Zentangle 3.5-inch tile. This one is a little bit bigger. I'm not sure where I got these. I think they might have even been kind of a not a placemat, but losing my mind, a coaster from a restaurant. So we're going to use the 3.5-inch tile. And starting with my gratitudes, I am so grateful for all of the comments that I got after my last video. I love you guys. I appreciate your support, and your comments have just made me feel wonderful. And I thank you very, very much. Again, I don't have anything going on until November 27th, and that's when my treatments start. But with all the prayers going on, I'm going to be just fine. And so I'm grateful for everyone who has sent me love and positive thoughts and prayers. I appreciate it very, very much. Okay, so our 4 corner dots. And actually, I'm going to use those dots to help me with the border. So let's bring it in just a little bit more. I forgot I had done that. So in just a little bit. So a little bit more than the width of the pencil. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to connect our dots. And this is going to help us to line up our pattern called Jojay. And I don't have it very dark, and I don't have it straight either. This is my kneaded eraser, and I'm just going to erase these so it's not confusing to you. Okay, so that's going to help us with our border. I'm going to use Micron PN. I might end up using a Micron 01, I'm not sure, a graphite pencil, and a blending stump. And so for the Jojay, that's this one. We're going to put these little balls, orbs, along this line. So I'm going to start by trying to get my hand out of the way. And just decide on about the size that you want. I'm going to put one on each side, like that. And then I'm going to put one in the center. And one in the middle between each of these. Okay. And then what I did was fill these in and just leave a little bit of an opening for a sparkle. Okay. And as you can see, they're not all the exact same size. And that's okay. I can make one of these a little bit bigger to make it a little bit closer to that. Okay, so I'm going to turn and do the same thing. You can go ahead and fill these in as you make them. Again, I'm going to go right in the middle. Same thing here, leaving the little sparkle. And one here. And for these, I prefer to use the PN because it's plastic nib. And I end up pushing down probably too hard on a Micron 01, where this one can do really well if you're heavy-handed, like I can be sometimes. Okay, again, we went in the middle, and then in the middle between these two and these two. I have not practiced this one a lot, so odds are it won't be perfect. And that's okay. All right, again, in the middle. I've had so many appointments recently that there's just no way I could do all of the Gratitangles. So I picked out a couple that looked like fun. And I love sharing the ones that I enjoy. Okay, so we've got our little orbs going all the way around. And then we're simply going to make a S-curve around each one of these, okay? And I'm going to start here, and we're just going to kind of do an aura, come up between those, and then come around, and then stop. Then we're going to start at the same place here. We're going to come up through the center, come around, and stop. Okay, so we're just going to keep going around like that. And stop. And we can always go back and adjust these a little bit if we need to. On this corner, I'm going to start here, come around and stop. And then I'm going to bring this one around a little bit more, okay? So we're just going to do the same thing, an S-curve, come up through the center and down, come back to the other side, up through the center and around. Okay, so we're just going to keep repeating that. Turn your tile to keep your hand comfortable, excuse me. And then I'm going to bring this one around a little bit more. And you can see that I don't have these consistent. That's okay. When you get it all together, it's going to look fine. All right, turn your tile and just keep going. Bring this one on around. Okay, almost there. Okay. I think that's just such a fun little pattern. All right, for Tentoculus, it is so simple, but you can do a lot with it. So I started out with an orb here in the center, and then this one came out a little bit, and then just little arms, and then he had little, like fescue, but open. And you could just do all kinds of shapes. You could come out of this corner and just keep going. But let me show you how I did the orb. And let's just put it over here. And we start with just a plain line. Okay. So I've made an orb. And then you just add these little peaks like this. And then touch the line and make a little U shape, okay? And then we're going to fill it in. So we just keep going around like that. And I try to make them about the same distance apart, but they're not going to be perfect. And then fill them in. My dog is snoring in her little bed, so I don't know if you can hear her or not. She has a bed in my craft room so that she can stay with me. Okay, so just these little peaks. See, some are more distant than the others, and that's okay. Fill in the bottoms. Okay, and then sometimes I'll go in and just kind of fix that little U shape. And now we're going to come on the outside, and so where this peak is, I'm going to put another little peak. Same on this. And I just found that I did a little bit better if I brought this and then I know exactly where it needs to be, because it's meant to be across from the one that you already put down. If that makes sense. Okay. You can just come around and do your little curves like that. Okay, so that's how I did the one in the center. And then you come back and put little dots. And then same thing on the outside. can see that this one's definitely wider, and it's okay. So there's our first little orb, our Tentoculus orb. And then what I did on here was just have another little line come out from one of these and come around and curve a little bit. And then we start doing the same thing. So our little U shapes with peaks. You can make these as thick or as thin as you would like. As I'm coming around this way, I'm going to make them just a little bit smaller to fit inside here. Okay, so fill those in. And now we're going to do the other side. I'm going to put that one out a little bit lower. And then, again, we're doing them straight across from the little peaks that we made on the other side. And then you can try to get these to shape into a little U. Okay. All right, now we put our little orbs or dots. I'm going to do one similar to this and show you how he made them thicker. Okay, so this one, oops, I actually did not mean to do that. No mistakes, so we're going to go ahead and definitely make this one thicker. Now you can start with a thicker line like that. Okay. And then make your little peaks a little bit bigger. Our little U shapes. Filling them in. And then as we come up this way, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Smaller and tiny there. Okay? And then we're going to come back in this other direction. Just trying to fix my little peaks here. Okay, across from there. From here. Okay, and then we'll put some bigger orbs in here. a little bit smaller where the little shapes are smaller, and then bigger here. And I'm just going to make that one a little bit bigger. All right, so you can have these little fat tentacles coming off of it. We could do another little loop that comes around to here. And then just start putting your little tentacles, little peaks. When you fill a page with something like this, because it's so repetitive, that's when I find it to be very relaxing. Okay, just keep coming around. And you could make this one thick like that one. I didn't plan on any particular shape here, just to show you what you can do, and then you can make whatever shape you would like. I forgot to mention, but on this one, I colored this with Lindy's Magicals. And I just used one color and just completely covered the paper. Made it really pretty. It's really sparkly. I love Lindy's Magicals. Okay. I think I'll just leave that one like it is. As you can see, these are not perfectly spaced. Okay, now I'm going to go on the inside of this one. And I think I'll go ahead and add one there. So again, we're just doing like a little U with our peak, and then fill it in. And then you can, like I said, just kind of even this out if you need to. All right. I start focusing and then I don't talk very much. So just follow. I don't increase the speed on my videos, even on repetitive patterns. I allow you to increase the speed if you want to through the YouTube controls, or slow it down, pause when you need to. It's perfectly fine. Okay. If your hand starts to cramp, I hold that pen so tight sometimes. Okay, so let's go ahead and put a dot here. Just have fun with what you're doing. I really enjoyed doing the one on the purple tile. And the first one that I showed you, okay, this one was actually just practice that I started doing under a journal entry, and that one was fun. Okay. Add these little tentacles anywhere. And then now the little dots on the inside. I'm gonna make that one big. All right, I don't know what to call that one. It's kind of funny looking. All right, so the other thing that you can do is to, like I said, have these little fescue type things coming off. But I'm going to show you how I shaded that other one. And the way I want to do it, I've shown you this a couple of times, is I'm just going to put some graphite down here kind of heavy. And then I'm going to use my blending stump and just get a little bit on the end. I've probably got enough on there, because you see, when you get it on there like that, then you can just put a very soft shadow on what you're working on. So let's get some on there, and then we're just gonna put that soft graphite touching those tips and come around. Get more if you need it. Come around. I'm on the side of my blending stump. And then we're just going to keep coming around like that. You can just put your pencil down and do that, but I don't want any harsh lines, and it's just super simple to do it this way. Easily go inside, and then come back around. And this really makes it look like an octopus tentacle when you do this. Okay, now on this one. And you could go over it again if you want it to be a little bit darker. I'm going to put some on the inside. Okay. And now on the inside of this one. All right. I hope you liked that. I actually wouldn't know what to do with shading on this one. Because we have the little highlight there, we're not going to add anything else on this. All right. I always like to find the top of my tile. So, of course, this is non-representational, which means you could turn it any way that you want. But let's put our, where do I want to put it? Put our chalk. I encourage you to put the name of the patterns and the date on the back of your tile. You'll thank me for it later. When you find an old tile and you want to know what the name of the pattern was, it's very nice to have it on the back of your tile. All right, there you go. Oops, sorry. I hope you enjoyed that. I thought it was fun. I love this. And again, there's that one. And, oops, okay. I use an iPad now for my videos, and I don't necessarily see exactly what you're seeing. So I have everything scrunched to the center. All right, there you go. Thanks again for joining me. Thanks for all of your thoughts and prayers, and I will see you next time. I will get another one of these in before I start my treatments. So thank you. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye.